John kicks us off this hour in Vancouver, Canada. John, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Welcome. Hello, can you hear me?
Sure. How can I help?
So I'm planning to buy an electric vehicle in the near future.
Okay.
It'll be my first vehicle purchase.
Wow. Cool. How old are you?
Yeah, 25.
25. Okay. Have you been driving something else that is not yours?
Yeah, my parents' cars. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what's your question?
And I'm just looking at because we have a carbon tax in Canada, and it's keeps going up every year. You know.
That you pay on gas vehicles? If you own a gas vehicle, you have to pay an extra tax?
Yeah.
What is the tax? Do you know?
It's right now it's about 10 cents a liter.
Okay.
For carbon. So it keeps going up every year. And I'm trying to think about, switching to an electric and buying one for myself and the potential savings and yeah.
All right. So do you have any debt right now?
No, I have no debt. I have about 50,000 in savings.
Wow. Good for you, man.
And another 20,000 in a tax-free savings account, which is like a Roth IRA, and then I have another 20,000 in a RSP, which is like a 401k.
Good for you. Man, you've been crushing it. What do you do for a living?
I work in warehousing. I operate a forklift and
Cool.
do a bunch of distribution and stuff.
What's your income?
It is right now 60,000 a year.
Okay. And have you researched these electric vehicles? Do you know which one you want, what the price point would be?
Yes, I've looked at it. I've also looked at rebates and stuff for buying electric vehicles as well.
Sure.
Both federal and provincial.
Okay. So what's the price of this car if you went onto the lot and bought it today without any of the rebates?
Toyota RAV4 Prime, it's around $50,000.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's almost your entire income tied up in a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
Were you listening to the last call?
No, I'm just building my income. This is not current years, a few years in the future, because it's at least a 1-year waiting list for these electric vehicles.
Okay, so you're going to keep driving your parents' car until you purchase a vehicle.
Yes.
And you're doing this to save money.
Yes.
So we're going to spend $50,000 to save money.
In the long term, yes.
But do you understand the difference here?
No, I understand.
You could buy a $15,000 car, which means you would have to be paying $35,000 extra in carbon tax and gas and all of these things in order to make up for the fact that you bought a $50,000 electric car.
No, I understand. It's not. I'm just looking at all these electric bills. That's why I'm thinking long term, not. I understand.
If we're thinking long term, we've got to realize that cars are a depreciating asset, whether they're gas or electric.
No, I understand.
Okay.
I understand that.
Well, I'm not trying to beat up on you. I just want to think through this critically with you.
No, I know. I that's why I'm planning, looking at all the numbers, and I just wanted some advice from your end.
Well, we also don't recommend you buy a new car unless you are a millionaire, because you can't take the hit on depreciation, making $60K a year, buying a $50,000 car that's going to depreciate every single month.
Yeah.
And so if I'm you, if you're going to make $60K, let's say a year from now you're still making about $60K. It's not going to go up to $200,000 in warehousing. Yeah. So what I want you to do is take 30 or less and buy you a used electric car if that's something that you're still wanting.
Okay. There's cheaper electric cars. So I'm just looking at all the ones that have rebate options.
But if you spend $50,000 and get a $5,000 rebate, you still spent $45,000. If you bought a $20,000 electric car with no rebate, you still saved $30,000. Do you see the math I'm doing here?
Yeah. No, I know.
So I don't want your judgment to get clouded by rebates and credits, and because truthfully, you want the newest shiny electric vehicle, right? I mean, who wants to drive a used one if you could drive a new one?
I just don't think the used electric vehicles are that plentiful, but because there's already a waiting list for new electric vehicles in Canada, or where I live in Vancouver, at least.
Well, they're out there. You might have to get there first. I mean, it's like a hot home market. You just might need to get there first and be willing to negotiate or pay full price or whatever
Yeah.
they're asking. But if I'm you, dude, you're just so young. You got your whole life ahead of you. I don't want you spending all of this savings that you've worked so hard for to go into a depreciating asset.
Okay.
It's going to
Yeah.
be a
No, I'm
used car as
thinking
soon as
like,
you drive it off the lot.
yeah. No, I understand. I'm just thinking like from 10 years from now, 20, because like the industry is going to change to the point where they're going to only make electric vehicles in 2030, 2040 or something
Well,
like
by
that.
then we'll all
So,
live on Mars and we won't even have to deal with cars anymore. I'm just saying, I don't want you worrying about what's going to
yeah.
happen 10 years from now. I want you to do what's right for you right now and what makes sense
Okay.
for your future. And right now you're 25 years old, you're making 60K, you've done really well, and I don't
Yeah.
want to see that money disappear into this electric vehicle because you see
Okay.
the shiny lights of credits and rebates. You know what I mean? It still doesn't make it a wise
No,
purchase.
no, I understand. I understand. It's just I'm thinking, this change is going to happen within my generation, within my lifetime. So
And when it
I'll
does,
probably
we'll deal
get
with
to
it.
it.
But right now, you can
Yeah.
afford 10 cents on a liter even if you didn't get an electric car.
Yeah. It's just gas is getting up and up. It's like pretty crazy up here now. It's like around $5 US a gallon.
What's your commutes like? Where are you going? To work and back?
Yeah, just to work and back.
What's that
So
commute?
it's like about pretty short, like 30 to 50 kilometers,
Okay.
something like that. It's pretty short. Yeah.
Well,
It's not that big.
you're good at math. You're a wise dude.
Yeah.
And so do the math on this and go, all right, here's really what I'm spending on gas. Realistically, not how I feel about it, but do the math on I go this
Yeah.
many kilometers. Here's the 10 cents per liter. Here's what that really amounts to in my given week. And you go, okay, it's about 30 bucks a
Okay.
week for me to get around town in this non-electric
Yeah.
vehicle. And the truth is you can afford it. You're not really saving that much money in the long run. You're already doing great, saving for retirement, doing all
Yeah.
these different things. And so I don't want you to justify the electric vehicle purchase because of the money savings. Because truthfully, it takes a long
Okay.
time to get a return on investment when buying that electric vehicle, especially if it's new.
Okay. I see.
You're doing great, man.
Yeah.
I love Canadians. They're so nice. John, you're an awesome dude. I'm so proud of you. You've done so well. I don't want you to move backwards by spending $50,000 on a car when you make 60. It's just not a wise move right now. Later on down the road, you're making $120,000, you're a millionaire, go ahead and buy you a $50,000 brand new electric vehicle and give me a call back. I might be 58 years old by then. Hopefully I'm still doing the show.